Hi guys, we have the brand new Traktor Pro 3 that just came out yesterday. I for one have been a Traktor user for the last 7 or 8 years since it came out, and I've been really looking forward to this release. I'm going to tell you what I like about it and what I don't towards the end of it, but let's get quickly started with what we have in front of us. This is the brand new interface that's completely redesigned. I am a little bummed out that they don't have Retina support. As you can see, some of the graphics, look a little tardy. Anyway, going over to the settings, let's quickly start with some of the things that are new here. So we now have external sync, which was earlier called MIDI clock. We can either enable link or external sources to sync our clocks. Then we also have the timecode setup feature, which is now available across all versions of Traktor. Earlier, you had the Scratch version separate and the Traktor Pro separate. Now moving into our decks layout, we have something brand new, which is the show minute markers. The bar markers, where as you scroll through the track, every bar is highlighted or the one is highlighted, which kind of makes it easier if you're doing like a lot of layering and mixing and stuff like that. Then we also have the brand new mixer effects section, which is right here. So this was earlier just your default filter, which you can obviously control or shape the tone using the EQ types and the filter types for your mixer. But now we have this filter, which also has a bunch of new effects. We have a reverb, a dual delay, a noise, a time gator, flanger, barber pole, dotted delay, crush, and filter. Oh, well, that's my MacBook running out of battery. Never mind that. So the nice thing about these effects is the fact that they kind of sync to the BPM, unlike the ones on the Pioneer color effects on the DJM Nexus series, which don't really sync to the BPM. So you actually get delays that are in time. I quite particularly like the noise. It's got a really nice warm sort of noise, and it also does a high pass filter as you sweep the noise towards the right, which is kind of a nice touch. But it does lack a secondary parameter feature that you find on the Pioneer mixers. But Traktor, of course, has like 40 plus effects, which you can, use it to shred your track to bits. Anyway, moving on further, we now have two new kinds of limiters. The classic is the old limiter, which apparently adds a bit of saturation and lets the signal clip through. And the transparent one is something that doesn't let the signal clip through. This was a limiter that Traktor had originally developed for the stem decks to kind of sum everything together. So, yeah. Just stay tuned. I'm going to also show you a nice A and B test between Traktor and the XDJ 1000 Mark II, because a lot of DJs that play on the decks always have an advantage of the volume sounding a little more open and louder. So let's see how this fares with that. Other than that, going back to the interface, there's just a few new quirks in terms of how everything is designed. It's got a more flatter and a darker layout. You also have the quantization and the clock features, which now come in the center, and originally the tap and the bend features were always over here at this section, so they've kind of moved that. They also have this loop recorder moved over here. Then you have your regular FX. All of that just remains as it is. So in the earlier version of Traktor, the last update in fact, there was a little problem with AIFF files. They wouldn't basically get beat gridded correctly. I tried A and B with the same file in MP3, which was beat gridding perfect, but the AIFF files seem to have their beat grids all over the place. So let's check if that has been fixed. So I'm going to just go ahead and load a track. Here we go. So the analysis seems pretty quick, and here we go. The beat gridding doesn't seem... Oh yeah, it is perfect. This is good to go. The other new things that we have now is basically the reverse mode, which lets you play a track back in reverse. Now we'll quickly take a look at some of the new mixer effects. So these are 4 effects that you can select from right off the bat here, or you can go to preferences and choose an effect for each slot. I don't know why they've kind of done this. Maybe it would be nice to just select all the effects directly from over here itself. But yeah, for the next minute, I'm not going to be talking. I'm just going to browse through these effects and you can listen to them.